a diverse landscape filled with many different organisms. They have all adapted to fit a beautiful yet treacherous area. These elegant shrubs can be found contrasting the dull environment of wetlands, such as swamps, bogs, and marshes, due to their affinity for wet or damp environments, but can also be found in thickets, open areas, and even sometimes in old fields or along woodland edges. This plant is crucial to the ecosystem as it provides a necessary food source during the winter for many bird species such as robins and bluebirds. It also provides shelter for birds and other small mammals. Although generally resistant to many dangers that other plants have to face, it is not immune to several threats. Scale insects. They suck on the sap of these bushes, weakening them and wilting their leaves. Spider mites are another danger to these plants. They cause stippling and leaf drop, especially in hot and dry conditions. The eastern red cedar, another native to North Carolina, and they stay all year long due to their immense tolerance to Boone's cold winters, rocky soils, and windy ridges. They produce what many would consider berries, but this waxy blue-colored product is actually cones and is a food source to birds. These trees prefer to live in open fields, roadsides, and disturbed areas, and are one of the first trees to colonize cleared land. These are ecologically important as they provide soil stabilization on slopes around Boone due to deep root systems. They provide windbreak and cover for wildlife in open high country fields. It supports native insects and acts as a year-round habitat tree. While these super trees seem unstoppable, they are still prone to threats such as land clearing and mowing that remove young red cedars, especially in pastures. Development pressure around Boone reduces open field habitat, giving risk to the lives of these trees. Brassica oleracea purple is another showing of Boone's plant adaptations to the severe cold that surrounds it. It is very frost tolerant and gives off vibrant purple colors as the temperature drops. It grows a rosette of thick leaves and doesn't typically flower in its first season due to the cold in Boone. Commonly grown in gardens, upstate campus plantings, roadside beds, and residential landscapes. It prefers sunny areas with well-drained soil, making it a great crop for farmers to grow during the fall and winter season. The people of Boone love this plant for its aesthetic value and its purple color. You may be able to find it in downtown Boone planters, Appalachian State campus beds, and residential gardens. It also has a great agricultural importance. Edible varieties like purple cabbage and purple kale are grown by local farmers for farmers markets, CSA boxes, and winter vegetable production. It also has a limited but helpful pollinator benefit. If allowed to bolt in the spring, its yellow flowers support early pollinators. Despite people's love for this plant, there are still dangers for it. Although very resistant, it is not impervious to the cold. Extreme winter cold, typically below -5 degrees, can damage or kill plants, especially exposed ornamental varieties. Deer and rabbits are very common around Boone and will eat the leaves. Another pest to this plant is cabbage worms, specifically imported cabbage worm and aphids, which will also eat away at the plant during the warmer months. Soil issues such as poor drainage or acidic soils can stunt growth without amendment. And gray squirrels. These cute little creatures are active during the day and are a highly agile climber. They eat nuts, seeds, buds, berries, fungi, and occasionally insects or bird eggs. They are very vocal and uses barks, chatters, and tail flicks for communication. You should be able to see them all year round as they are active and do not hibernate. They prefer to live in mature deciduous or mixed forests with large nut-producing trees. They are common in Appalachian forests, parks, and suburban areas, and nests in tree cavities or builds leaf nests, also known as drays. These are very important to the ecosystem as they are a major seed disperser, which helps oak, hickory, and beech forests regenerate and helps spread mycorrhizal fungi. They are also prone to threats. Habitat fragmentation reduces large mature trees, leading to less homes for these creatures. They are often hit by cars as well. Severe winters or mast failures also cause low nut production years. leading to less food for them. They are also seen as pests to humans, leading to conflict in suburban areas. Eastern chipmunks are also native to Boone, North Carolina. These curious critters are more active during the day, gathering food from nuts, seeds, berries, and even insects. They store food in cheek pouches and burrows. They live alone and use alarm calls to alert others. Unlike their squirrel counterparts, they enter a hibernation state during the winter, but occasionally wakes up to eat stored food. Deciduous and mixed forests, rocky slopes, forest edges, and brushy areas are typically their habitats. They can also be seen throughout parks in the Boone area, even on App State campus. Just like their furry-tailed cousins, chipmunks also spread seeds and nuts, helping forest regeneration. They also burrow, improving soil health, and they help spread beneficial fungal spores. Unfortunately, these creatures also are prone to threats. An increase in habitat loss and forest fragmentation causes them to lose their home. They also are commonly run over and have increased predation in open areas. Another animal that lives in Boone, North Carolina is the Benton crayfish, an aquatic crustacean that prefers slow-moving or still waters such as ponds or marshes. They are known for their burrowing into muddy banks, and during the daytime, they often hide under rocks, logs, or within their burrows to avoid predators. They are an important species in freshwater ecosystems because of reasons like how they are omnivorous scavengers. Benton crayfish help break down and recycle organic matter, and they are key prey items for many fish, birds, mammals, and reptiles supporting the food web. There are also threats to Benton crayfish. One of these would include runoff containing pesticides, heavy metals, fertilizers, or other containments which can degrade water quality and harm crayfish. Another issue is low oxygen levels. Pollution can reduce oxygen, making survival difficult. Lastly, is competing crayfish. Invasive crayfish species such as rusty crayfish can outcompete Benton crayfish for food and habitat. The groundhog, often seen as a common pest in yards, is actually far more interesting than you would think. As you may already know, they are expert diggers, and they provide shelter from predators using this skill. They raise their young and hibernate during the winter in these dens. Groundhogs are also important for several ecological reasons and environmental reasons, as well as their role in human culture. Examples of this include groundhogs' important food source for predators like foxes, coyotes, hawks, and eagles, and their tendency to feed on a variety of plants helps control vegetation and influence plant community dynamics. A major threat is natural predators, as discussed before, and habitat loss and fragmentation from the expansion of cities and towns. Farmers and gardeners may also trap, poison, or shoot groundhogs because they eat crops and garden plants or undermine structures with their burrows.